was about progress and growing and doing more. Like, if you just think about that description right now, I'd be interested in if you were to rate your own organizations on how active or how observable or how alive and well is this concept of self-determination. In fact, Rich, are you able to bring up that poll? Can we see what the specific question
it should be. I'm getting responses coming through now, Pete, so if it's not on your screen, it certainly is on the screen of the audience.
Perfect. So 1 being not very, and 5 being a really deep and observable sense of self-determination. So it's interesting, pretty typical bell curve result at the moment, 7 at 1 and 5 at 5, and a pretty even distribution between 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what might be interesting is, I don't know whether we even have the chance to run that again at the end, Rich, but once we understand maybe more specifically the strategies and tactics these organizations were engaging in that really brought this to life, I wonder whether people would rate themselves exactly the same. My gosh, that is almost a perfect mathematical bell curve, by the way. I don't know if you can see the results on the. I don't know if you can see the results on the screen. You know what would be really cool? We can't do this on a webinar. Is to track market share and growth in the last sort of 24 months to the way people rated that. We could get some quantitative data for Australia as well. So here's what we learned. Oh, I need to get off that, back to this page. Here is the 4, and the first 2 of these are probably the most developed of the insights. Obviously, you're the first to get kind of exposure to some of these case studies, but the first 2 are particularly well developed, and the third one too, although the fourth one is still a little bit of a work in progress. But number 1 is these organizations oriented their business model and their processes around an outcome orientation. I'll explain obviously what that means. And number 2, they invested heavily and even structured their